I thought they guaranteed me $500,000.
Let's go, $500,000
to put my face like this and then throw my thing down there. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Okay, how about
I don't know.
$3.5 million.
$3.5 million. I throw my shit right up on the table.
And then your mom sees it on the internet. Your mom sees it. Someone screenshots it.
Whoa!
Your mom sees it.
Oh, damn. Sorry, guys.
One more time. Marker.
Okay.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Second Wind Podcast.
Yeah!
With Dave, Eric, Dan, John, and the sexy and slightly graying Bobby Choy.
Wow.
Bobby's all masked
Gray
up
Fox.
today.
The Gray Fox. Bobby.
All right, how's your week's ever? Oh, it was Dave's birthday the other day.
It was.
It's over now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy
Did you do
birthday.
anything special, Dave? Did you do anything special?
I stayed home. Stayed
Nice.
home and chilled. I actually know
You're working.
we wanted to get some lunch. I worked the next day afterwards, yeah. But I got some lunch. But yeah, work was definitely my birthday present. That was cool. That was cool. Shit.
It was a nice
Cool.
present. It was a nice gift.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude.
That's how I feel like Christmas is going to be this year. It's just going to be like, you guys got any Christmas plans? Everybody I talk to, no one's going anywhere. No one's doing anything. It's like, what can you do this year?
What can you do? Except for little, mini trips to
Speaking
little
of
areas.
Christmas
Yes.
plans, you guys want some
Oh.
Christmas plans? I got Christmas plans.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. And
The beers of Christmas.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
so let's open it. Let's actually unbox this.
Let's do it. Let's do
So
it.
this being a sports podcast, this is more barstool sports.
Yeah.
This is
This is more.
definitely. Okay. All
Oh
right.
my god.
Are we gonna have to start over?
Let's see that.
This is a big deal.
Oh my God, that's pretty badass.
So the 12 beers of Christmas.
The
Can you
12
put
beers
that
of-
up slightly for?
The 12 beers of Christmas.
just like this.
Yeah, because they'll fall at the bottom.
Oh my God. that
So
is
it's 12 what German beers?
12 German beers.
We've got a whole book with it.
I'll help you out.
cool. Hey, can we? Should we drink one right now?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
should.
Let's
they're
pass
cold.
that around.
So,
Yeah.
so
That's 'cause
what,
the weather's
what,
cold.
what would you guys
Ice
like? There's all kinds of, there's IPAs, there's lagers,
Doesn't
pilsners.
matter.
Anything but an IPA for me.
Doesn't
Oh,
matter.
anything else? You want a stout?
Stout, yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I love stout.
Oh,
like
this is
stouts?
great.
I love dark stout.
Stouts are always the ones that when I get these
Stout.
sets,
Yeah.
that's always the
Bobby,
one
Bobby,
that
you
sits
okay?
there.
Well, next
I
time.
have gout, so I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Count.
Everybody, we should all crack them with the ASMR
there
all
you
at the
go.
same time.
Can I get that second to the right? Second to the right. Oh,
This one here?
Yeah.
The white beer?
You
little
know,
beer on it.
Oh,
Dave,
Belgian
let's
white?
not spend the whole hour picking our
You- you-
beers.
you want a Pilsner?
That's so.
I think that's a white one too, beer. Dave, you want
It
a regular
doesn't matter.
This one is a regular Pilsner.
change.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go this
So
way.
should we all open it together? Actually, and then Eric. So
do
who
it.
got this for you?
So a good friend of ours, he's a retired Air Force
Chess champion.
And chess
chess
champion.
champion.
Yeah.
The man himself, Bob. Here's to you. Thank you.
Sometime
Merry
Bob.
Christmas.
Thank
Big
you,
Bob,
Thank
Bob,
you,
Bob,
Merry
Dobalina,
Christmas.
Dobalina.
1, 2, 3.
That's right. The
Oh.
I don't know.
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina, Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
Mr. Bob, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
I have no idea what we're doing right now, but I like it.
Bobby doesn't know what we're talking about.
Bobby, do you know what we're talking about?
No.
You and me are probably.
Is that from a TV show?
I have
No, it's
idea.
the Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, yeah.
man.
Oh.
Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina.
Okay.
Mr. Bobalina, Mr.
that
Bob
what it is?
Dobalina.
Mr. Bob Dobalina.
Dobalina. Bob. Mr. Dobalina, Mr. Bob Dobalina. Right?
Nice.
Is it Leaner or Lena?
Dob.
Bob.
Bonita
Dobalina.
Applebum.
I don't know.
Got it
But
right,
yeah, that was a good. Thank you. I haven't heard that song in so long.
Obscure.
It's kinda- no, it's a badass
That
song.
should be the intro to the show.
It sounded.
Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob.
Old
Dobalina.
school hip hop is
Yeah.
always good. Always good.
Hey, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank God
Delicious.
for the Germans.
Thank God for Bob.
Schwarztinte.
Dobalina.
Collab.
And I've never heard of any of these beers.
Yeah.
Bobalina.
That
Well-
must mean they're special.
This one's got boobs on the front.
See, if these beers, these beer brands, had they marketed themselves better, right? Maybe we'd know about it.
Okay,
Which
is this a segue?
Which kind of segues.
Is this a segue? So I was okay. I was like, where are you going with this?
I'm getting better. I'm
All right.
trying.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Cool.
So
What-
where
go
where
with that.
where are you lightly treading?
I'm
and
trying to
taking us
tread towards athletes having a social media presence and marketing themselves, right? Because you know what? I think we're in a time when everyone's a brand, right? We talk about brands and think of like Nike or whatever, right? Or Louis Vuitton. But now people are brands. It's been like that, right?
Right.
And so we're seeing that more often. But there's times when I feel like, man, that guy should just go fucking play a little more instead of worrying about his brand, right? And people talk about, make your main thing your main thing, right? Don't worry about the other stuff. So let your play do the talking. But I feel like now you can't just completely ignore the social media, the branding side.
I don't think that's true anymore because not everyone can be Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal where you can let your main thing be your main thing. Most guys, the stuff on the side, even if you look at those guys, they made more money off of their endorsements than they did on their main thing, which is basketball, right?
Jordan's still making money.
Yeah, look at a guy like LaMelo Ball, probably the most talked about rookie, right?
Yeah.
One of the main reasons I'm sure that the Charlotte Hornets picked him was because of his presence.
Yeah.
The fact that he's probably one of the most famous rookies in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
Okay, two things about this. Is it a double-edged sword? Because then you also have guys like Lamar Odom, who was, with the Kardashian and ended up OD in a whorehouse in Reno or whatever happened. And then you have Tristan Thompson. So where he was when he burst on the scene, grabbing all those offensive rebounds, everyone was like, wow, this is a great player. And now he's just kind of a sideshow, right? Maybe
so you
Nick
think
Young.
For him, it didn't help him?
I think it can work positively, but it can also work negatively for certain people. I think Nick Young and J.R. Smith, the social media has not been kind to them, and maybe that's why it's hard for them to find teams.
But that's kind of their brand, because Nick Young is that goofy guy. That's
I think it helped Nick Young because he's got his clothing brand and it kind of plays into him. I think J.R. Smith, it's not like he invested in the social media to he was trying to make a brand. I think that he just became a meme because of his play. But other guys out there, a guy like Lamar Odom, he fell into that. And maybe his personality wasn't geared to handle that.
Those two fell into a family of social media.
Well, it seems like everyone who fell into that family kind of had a dip in their productivity.
Is that right?
When James Harden, they were saying Ben Simmons.
And now
there's that curse.
Who's
they call it the curse
Booker?
of the Kardashians.
Wait, James Harden got in there too?
Used to, yeah.
And then Devin Booker's in there now.
There's another one.
But I also think with social media, it's a lot of times it's not on purpose. I'm trying to market myself on social media. Sometimes you just fall into stuff, and social media can ruin you. Like what you were saying about J.R. Smith. It's not like he was out marketing himself as Henny and all that. That's just him. But social media, due to all this stuff, I guarantee you people are paying attention to him because of all the memes. And who's this J.R. Smith, guy that threw a championship for LeBron James? And then everyone starts following him to see what he's doing. Right. And that's why he wasn't as relevant. He wasn't, being on all the smoke, up in smoke, podcasts and stuff before that. He was just a regular NBA dude.
Yeah. I think if you watch the NBA, and you're an NBA fan, you probably knew who he was. But outside of the NBA community, you probably didn't.
Yeah.
But now because he's become a meme, I think a lot of people that have no idea and aren't basketball fans know who he is.
Yeah.
That's just the power of social media. Whether you like it or not, and you're a professional athlete, you're a public figure, you have to be aware of what that can do.
Did you see that video of him kicking someone's ass?
Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Delonte West, too, he that's a similar thing where it wasn't like he was trying to brand himself, but he got branded. He has a brand on social media.
Delonte West?
Yeah.
For LeBron James' mom.
No, he was on meth or something, and he was on the streets, and people were taking videos and stuff, and then now Mark Cuban's helping him.
It's just you have to be aware. You can't deny the fact that it exists. In the NBA, I think they took measures earlier about you can't tweet, you can't post, you can't do stuff in the locker room during games and whatnot, or else you get fined. To try to keep that separate because it is a powerful thing. Look what the who was it? The GM of the Rockets when he was
Daryl Morey. The China thing.
Talked about the China thing. Then all of a sudden, the games were getting canceled in China and all this stuff. It's he's not even a player. No one even knows what he looks like.
And you know what's so funny? At that time, players were really hesitant to come to his defense, right? People like LeBron and stuff, because there's a lot of money coming out of China, right?
Yeah.
All their brands, all their Nike or whatever it is, right?
You can't deny that this force, this thing is out there, and people that can take advantage of it, like LeBron James. I think that he's a master at these kind of things, like Cristiano Ronaldo, these other guys that are out there, the Kardashians as well. They know how to use that, manipulate it, and turn this into something bigger.
So how does an athlete who's somewhere in the middle, how does one take advantage, especially now, or even a Korean athlete? We can talk about the negative side consequences of that one guy doing Instagram Live. But how does one? First of all, let's start with how does one take advantage of it and enhance their brand then?
I think for everyone it's different. If you have a clear idea on what you want to be and what you want to do,
I think a
it's
strategy
easier.
and
Like,
a vision is important.
you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to do this, and all of a sudden, oh, I got 5 million likes. Okay, that's my brand. Because maybe it's not sustainable.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It really depends. Like I think a lot of these guys at the top level, they have a plan, they have a team, they know what they're doing, they have how many posts, what they're saying. Everything is very like tailored and made for this.
Nothing's
route.
haphazard with them, right?
It's not by
Nothing's
accident.
haphazard, right?
I think there's people, the people like LeBron is this very tailored image and the things that he does, even though they're fun, like even Taco Tuesday, he's definitely got a plan. Where
I heard he tried to
doesn't-
trademark that Taco
I mean,
Tuesday.
there
He got
you go.
rejected. He got rejected. Yeah.
But then I think there's guys that are just like, especially young players, are just kind of like putting up whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
And that works, but it's not necessarily going to get you to your destination.
Like I think LaMelo Ball, I think that he's just kind of just been posting and being him because he's part of his family. I don't think he's had a plan like if I make 3 posts and I do this with my chain, like I don't think he's thinking that kind of stuff. I think he's just I think he's just being himself, you know? And I think like you're saying, like LeBron James and these guys, everything is strategically done.
LaMelo had some great passes yesterday.
Oh, I saw in the practice.
Yeah, no, in a scrimmage. I mean, preseason game.
Exhibition games.
Two behind the back, nice.
There was a highlight reel of him in practice, like.
Oh,
like
really?
just-
I didn't see those.
Yeah, because like the preseason started, so now these guys are playing. Like Kevin Durant and Kyrie are playing today.
Nice.
And that's social media. Like we're paying attention, you know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, we're because we're fans, right? We're paying attention.
I mean,
but
Kyrie's all in it right now. You see what's going on with him?
I'm not a big Kyrie fan, to be completely honest, man.
As a
wait,
person?
Kyrie with the tweet about LeBron, like, or basically like, I finally have somebody that I can trust with a shot.
Even
or
that
something
on,
like
on Kevin Durant's podcast,
Yeah.
he said that way back.
Well, that's what started it, but he's not talking to the media. He says he's not going to talk to the media this year.
So he got fined 25 grand.
He's releasing statements.
Yeah. But he was on Instagram like live with Kevin Durant the other day, and they were talking about Kyrie was talking about he wanted to get 8 post touches a game.
Kyrie did.
Yeah, and then Kevin Durant, you know how Kevin Durant's like he has that personality where he just calls people out. He just speaks his mind. He's that kind of guy. So he's like, "Yo, man, you know when a point guard is kind of under the basket too much." I thought we had an agreement. We're going to do 2.5, but not 8 or whatever. They're just talking freely. But there's something about Kyrie Irving that just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
You know the thing about Kyrie though, he kind of could be like one of those guys that's insightful enough to see the dark underbelly of the NBA. You know, a lot of these guys like Marshawn Lynch too back in the day, and like knowing that it's a money making machine and that he's making peanuts compared to what the league's making.
I'm just here not to get fined.
You know, like with the bubble and stuff, they put a lot of people, potentially at risk to make billions of dollars off the TV and all that kind of stuff. And then when Kyrie spoke up about it, they kind of crucified him for it. And they're like, and I think Kyrie's kind of on the negative side of social media where people are seeing him as a negative impact on teams and stuff.
It's kind of an unfortunate thing because his play, like you can't argue that the guy's like a basketball
He's a
superstar.
genius.
finishing,
Yeah.
he's
But
finishing, dribbling, man.
his like
shooting.
personality and what he does, it's very like polarizing because he sent like however much money to support the WNBA bubble.
he
he's
does
been-
so many good things, man.
Yeah,
He's
but then
done so many
like
good
him as a
things.
person, he kind of looks like a diva, and like these kind of things that come out. Well, I'm not gonna talk to the media. I'm only gonna send statements out, and then like throwing shots at people. It's like why? It's like kind of being petty. But then on the other hand, you're like, he's a vegan athlete. He's very progressive in a lot of other ways. But then on this other side, you're like, how does this all make sense in this guy? But then that's his brand is like, back to your point, it's like this is what he's showing out there. So he's probably reaching everybody. Everyone has an opinion, which might be his strategy.
Maybe that's his strategy. I doubt
That's
it.
what I was thinking. Maybe they have a plan, like Muhammad Ali had a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Muhammad Ali was another guy. Not I don't want to compare
you
those
can't.
two.
Yeah.
But Muhammad Ali was very polarizing back in the day. Where he protested the Vietnam War. Yeah. He went to jail for it, and he stuck by his values. And a lot of people didn't like him for that. It's very polarizing. It's like this whole Black Lives Matter. There's people on both sides of that, and so yeah, I don't know. And the bubble was at the time of Black Lives Matter when he was like, I don't think basketball should be a distraction and take away from that, which is, that's not a bad
He
thing
has
to
a
say.
point.
Yeah, he has a point. And then
But it didn't help that he wasn't even in the bubble and he was talking shit like that.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad, they were talking about, so at the last minute, because you know how like LeBron and a lot of the Lakers and Clippers players wanted to leave the bubble.
yeah.
And then they had a late night conversation with Barack Obama, supposedly.
Yeah.
they called them up, like CP and LeBron, and then Barack Obama like advised them to just keep going, use this as a platform to do whatever.
Well, and you know, like finally, who had the final call was LeBron. And then when they're like, hey, if LeBron's playing, we're all playing. And so you wonder, LeBron is like the commissioner, the players commissioner of the league. You wonder how much the league was, you know, incentivizing LeBron to like, hey, mobilize the troops, you know?
For sure. I mean, it's a star.
We got billions on the line, LeBron. You need to get everyone playing, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, they understand, too, like, when they're playing, their voice is louder.
No.
That platform is there. If they're not playing, like when people say things in season and out of season, it doesn't hit the same way. It could be the same exact thing, but after a game in a press conference, if you want to talk about what you want to talk about, it's different than if you're talking about like, oh, I'm on my yacht, or like, you know, I'm just chilling like after a workout in LA. It's just not the same thing. Like they know that.
It's not as relevant.
Quick side shoot off this. Has anybody heard of OnlyFans?
No, what is that?
Oh my gosh.
What is OnlyFans?
So my wife was just telling me about this. So, you know, there was this whole thing on Instagram, free the nipple, where you can't show nipples, but guys can show their nipples, but girls can't show. And it was like a whole thing of the censorship.
Really?
So OnlyFans is like, a lot of people get banned from YouTube and these platforms, right? But nowadays, like without even comparison, the biggest thing on the internet is porn. Yeah.
Sure.
So OnlyFans is a platform, social media, for people that have a following. Like if you have a following on Twitter, YouTube, whatever. OnlyFans is where you can do stuff for money. For money, people pay for subscriptions. Like $5 subscription, you might get a titty shot. $100 a month,
or a personal phone call.
$100 a month subscription, you might be able to see penetration.
Yeah.
So they were saying like Tyga, I guess he's a rapper. He made like 7.9 million off a dick pic on this because you have to pay like a certain amount of money, like $3. Whereas Instagram, YouTube, they would all ban you for this.
This is why I stuck all my money into Verge and I lost my butt.
Verge.
But this
Verge.
they're saying that this platform is going to eclipse every platform.
No, that's
because at the end of the day, these people that you see on Instagram are these fitness models. These fitness models are showing their coochie and making $1 million a month. Whereas, how long does it take you to get $1 million a month on YouTube? How long does it take you to get $1 million a month instead of just a couple yoga mats off Instagram?
David Lee McInnis.
Some teeth whitener.
Would you for $150,000? No, $500,000. Or let's go. Let's start with $500,000. If someone gave you $500,000 of Bitcoin or just cash,
Throw your meat up on there.
to throw your junk,
Throw my sauce up there?
Would you do it?
What do you mean just
500? Okay, actually $1 million.
So it's like everybody pays like a $30 subscription, but if you had like 100,000 people paying 30,
No, but if you have one really generous fan that wants to see your junk, they'll just keep it for their own use, but they want to give you $500,000.
and then screenshot it and throw it.
No, but they won't share it with the world.
That's a tough question.
Because these kinds of things where it's like customized, right, for the fans, where you can have Mike Tyson. Hey, yo, Mike Tyson, you've reached, Daniel Thandwin, voicemail,
really good,
right?
yeah.
Leave a message, right?
Well, that's a really good impression.
That's awesome.
We need to start promoting the next fight: John Kim versus Mike Tyson, Vegas.
Hey, yo, Mike Tyson.
Mike, where you at, man? Where you at?
No, but
No,
think
but
about
would
this. Even porn stars are getting on this OnlyFans because porn stars, the whole
That's the best
industry
for porn stars,
is
man.
they're getting 80% is going to the production company, right? So even though porn stars are making money, they have to like do like 1,000 films a year, right?
That's why when
Right,
porn
man.
Now
stars,
they're getting pure
when they
money.
get famous, they start their own production and they do their own shit.
But
or
this
on
is
their
quick.
own-
I'm
No,
saying this is a
exactly.
shortcut.
So Dave,
There's
back to the question.
there's no guarantee that you stick your sauce out there and you're gonna actually get those views.
Okay, so-
if
no,
they
no.
You're gonna get
guarantee me,
something.
if they guarantee me $500,000,
Let's go $500,000.
to put my face like this and then throw my thing down there. I don't know, man.
Okay, how about
I don't know.
$3.5 million?
$3.5 million. I'd throw my shit right up on the table.
And then your mom sees it on the internet. Your mom sees it. Someone screenshots it.
Whoa!
Your mom sees it.
Oh, dude, I heard a story about. So remember when Anna Nicole Smith, who passed away, but then Anna Nicole Smith, when she
pour out
first
a little
was on Playboy, when she first appeared on Playboy and stuff, right? When she first started becoming famous, supposedly she had never met her dad, right? And then so as an adult, once she got famous, she met her biological father, and when she met him, right? She said, "There's a story. I remember reading some whatever." She met him, and he's like, "Oh my God, I know you. I've seen you before."
On
So it's like
Playboy.
maybe the dad's rubbed one off to his daughter. Anyway,
That's not surprising.
Probably.
Like, I mean, how many people make famous and all of a sudden you got tons of family? I mean, anyone that makes a little bit of money like goes through the same shit. Like, there's a bunch of wolves out there that don't give a fuck. Like, if she would never been on the cover of Playboy, she would have never met her dad. You know?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, there's like tons of NBA basketballers do this. It's the same shit. All of a sudden you become famous, you become a millionaire, you got family you never heard of, friends you never thought of. You know, it's like,
But I wonder if this like OnlyFans site is going to make it just normal, because pornography, like when you look, there's like a Showtime or HBO series with James Franco in it about how it all began with like prostitutes making videos, right? And like peep shows and stuff. And then it was very like dirty. We're talking 1970s Times Square.
Yeah,
And
I used to
now-
live a block away from there. A block away, 42nd.
You were paying rent in those peep shows.
8th and 9th. And then the peep shows were on 8th Avenue going up.
How much money do you think you blew total on those?
Oh, I
peep
came
shows?
at the end of that whole thing, man. I came at the end.
you always come at the end.
Yeah.
That's what we need the soundboard. But wow. No, but I feel like this will normalize stuff. Okay,
Thank you.
Enough about
No. But back to branding. Let me take it to athletes, or to actors, or even singers, right? Mm-hmm. So where's that balance? I feel like, let's.
Man, you
I
can't
don't know if a lot of people are just waiting to see our cocks and stuff. You know?
No, not cock. But
You'd be surprised. The internet is a huge
Really?
place with people. People have so many weird interests, like hentai and all this kind of weird
This is
stuff.
the way it's going now, because like you already have a window into everybody's life. If I want to see what Cristiano Ronaldo doing, or David McInnis, or whoever, I want to see what fucking Selena Gomez is doing, I can go to her Instagram, watch her stories, and be like, oh, I'm there.
It's so
direct.
powerful.
But
that power
if
is.
I want like something more personal,
Yeah.
I can be like, Selena, like on this website, I can be like, can you wish me happy birthday?
Yeah. That's.
It doesn't have to be like
Right.
tits
It
and
doesn't
ass.
have to
It can
be
be
that.
anything. It could be like, hey, wish me happy birthday. I'll pay you 10 grand.
Wait, is this
Okay.
a real? This is
No,
what
it's
happened.
real.
Yeah,
It's
look
real.
it up.
This is what happened.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
freaking awesome.
People are making
Yeah.
millions. This is like
Get in on
about.
it.
It's not only
really
porn,
thing.
it's everything.
Maybe that one European stalker that
Yeah.
Dave has will.
This
will
is
do
going to
that.
be like hundreds of $billion site.
Because
like,
people
they're
want something
projecting.
more. They want like reality. Instagram is like reality TV, but then can actually interact. Now this website and other platforms out there do the same exact shit.
So David has a European stalker.
No,
That be-
it's not, they're not getting any pub on this show. Not
that's,
getting any
no,
pub.
but I'm not going to say her.
No, it
the
doesn't
person's
matter.
name.
That she gets pub. I don't. Fuck
Yeah,
that
yeah.
girl.
No, the reason why is because I get fucking bothered.
You get
Because-
bothered.
Yeah. I
Well,
get phone calls.
everybody-
I get phone calls from her
everybody.
stupid ass.
Look,
because of-
it's
because of Dave.
it's like this. Like whatever's going on, if you're a public figure, right? You got to learn how to you have to be conscious of this other world that's out there, and then figure out a way to monetize it. Whatever that means. You have to. Because, if you're out there today, it's not like it was 10, 15 years ago, or even 5 years ago. You have to take advantage of this kind of stuff and, get more views, get more, whatever it may be. Start, you look at, a lot of the guys in the NBA right now, for example, the guys got YouTube, they got Twitter, they got every social media outlet out there. They have their own brand, they have their company, they have their charitable foundation. You have to be everywhere. Because the more relevant that you are,
So-
the more present you are, the more money you can make.
So now we're in a place where, sorry.
Well, then what's the number one way to really make money now?
What is?
Right.
Online.
Dick pics.
Online is where you go because they're going to be. Automation is real, right? And how do you make your money online? And this has become a whole industry for people to make money. Whether you're selling your ass or you're selling, whatever, or you're doing social media, you're an athlete trying to create your brand. You're creating. It's a whole nother industry now that we probably being born in the 70s or 80 we're not really this is weird. But maybe if you're born in the 90s, this is what you do.
totally normal.
I think
It's totally normal now. And the thing is, because we're from the generation before, we're
from the workers'
and
generation.
especially now too, with COVID, I feel like COVID injected steroids into this thing. And so
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about that today, too.
However this would have gone, the natural progression, it would have eventually came to this. But because of COVID, it ramped up maybe 10 years faster.
10-year jump.
Oh yeah.
So now, because people need content. People are at home, bored as fuck, no money.
And they've
no
watched
job.
everything on Netflix. I've watched everything on Netflix.
You know what's crazy, but I love it. How because of COVID, a lot of athletes they just took shit into their own hands. They started calling each other, and then they put that up on their contents on YouTube and stuff. I actually like that because it's
Calling each
you
other?
get to see just a personal phone call between Carmelo Anthony started like his own wine, something about wine, right? But it's just him talking to other athletes. But I kind of like that insight.
Podcasts are getting huge too with
Except for
NBA
Kyrie
guys
Irving.
like Bonzi Wells and Rasheed Wallace.
Bonzi Wells.
They started a podcast called Let's Get Technical.
I love
And I mean, those guys were on the Jailblazers.
That's
if you want to
fucking
talk
bad.
about stories, I mean,
Dude, yeah.
Bro, I played with Bonzi. He was in camp with,
Oh, yeah?
in Sacramento.
Look at
he
you.
was a gangster.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because he was kind of like the end of his career. But when we were there, I remember like it was like
He was like Baby Jordan for a while. Like he was legit.
When he exploded on the scene with Portland, he came out of nowhere. Like he wasn't. I mean, this is training camp, so he was pretty out of shape at that time. Because vets use training camp to get in shape.
Yeah.
Guys like me come into camp to get those
To
guys
get a
in shape.
roster spot, yeah.
No, not to get a roster spot. We go in there to get those guys in shape, and then they release us right before the season starts.
So you're the
that's how it goes.
fluffer.
You're a fluffer.
Basically, we make sure he stays hard for the season. But I mean, he came in. I remember like I think it's the first time I really saw Bentley up close. Like, you know, like I'm at the parking lot, but he had like special like diamond crusted like bees in the middle of his rings and shit. And I was like, damn, this
Eric brought his Milwaukee tools and was just trying to get those diamonds out. Just think
Well,
about
I bet you.
I couldn't afford that. I was getting a ride from the team shuttle bus from the hotel.
Damn.
You know, those are the days, right?
Oh yeah, it was some crazy shit. But he could hoop on the days when he came to practice and we wanted to, like at the end of training camp when he was fit, he was still a beast.
But see, that's all. Even Bonzi Wells and especially Rasheed Wallace, when he said, "Let's get technical," that's his brand, right? He was known for getting
those guys
technical
were
fouls, right?
Always in
So that's why the name is so
yeah.
appropriate. Let's get technical, and that's why people like.
I think
I hear it
Rasheed
out
Wallace
loud.
led the NBA in technicals for like
He probably
3 years
did.
straight or
He
something.
probably
like that.
did.
He might have the NBA record for technicals.
be, yeah.
Him and Rodman probably.
Now, did he do that just in the game to slow it down? Were those strategic?
I think some of them may have been, but I think most of them is just like he had problems controlling his emotions on the court.
Okay,
I think
so
this
he
was like, especially when he was younger. When he was with Portland, it was like more. When he went to Detroit, like he would still get technicals here and there, but it wasn't like it was when he was younger. I think he was like a really emotional player, and then his emotion got the best of him. And then,
But on the podcast, he also says that once you get Brandon and put in that box
For
in
sure.
the NBA,
Yeah.
they know that like from his early years, he was just like saying whatever to the refs. And then later on in his career, he could just do a little peep, and they would they'd throw him a technical, and no one would bat an eye because it's there goes Rasheed Wallace again.
Doing Rasheed things.
Yeah.
That's for news. That's for hype. They wanted they want that, right? What's
yeah.
it? Well, more.
I mean, it's the same thing. Once you get like, they're basically like typecast, like Rodman, like Rasheed, and these guys, like
Didn't take much at the end.
especially like if you were part of that Jailblazers team, like
And if you're like
escape it.
another like just conspiracy theories, if you're a ref trying to shave points,
Yeah,
that's an easy tag. That's an easy tag.
target.
Yeah.
Oh,
easy
yeah.
target.
That whole rough thing.
Yeah. If you just need 1 point to make the spread, yeah.
what
So
you want,
what-
what you want there, dude?
So what are we gonna go with next?
Go with
go-
the.
Do we need the buzzer?
No. What I mean is. beer.
Oh.
I didn't mean.
I'm interested about this one, Dave. Can we open this one? It's like a Barbie dollhouse.
Yeah. So let's show the other one.
Oh,
Thanks,
you want-
Bob. Thank you, Bob.
You want the advent calendar? Oh, my bad. Let me put the Merry Christmas beers.
Oh,
away.
Bob gave this for you or
This
for
is
us?
something you can't even get in
Oh,
Korea, man.
Thanks, Bob.
So this shit's so heavy, man. I carried this up the
it's-
elevator.
Yeah, it's like Craftsman. I'm guessing in the box there's a Craftsman wood house.
Wow, this is insane.
Oh my God,
gift.
we gotta wait.
Is
Hold
there
on,
more
let's
beers
show
in
that.
there?
No, bro. Like on the front, there's like the days of Christmas, an advent calendar.
I did, but
Wow.
can we kind of?
Oh, so it's just the box. You open the box. You open the front.
You open the front, and then you open the
Can,
window.
can I see it? Can you turn it this way?
You open the window, and then the beers come out.
Oh.
Oh my God!
Well, what are
that's
those
so
beers
badass.
for then?
That's the 12 days of
That's a
Christmas.
different. That's the 12 days of Christmas.
This is 24. This is hardcore right here.
This is the whole thing.
Oh, I thought it was like a wooden box where you load those beers into.
Oh my God!
No, there's like little holes outcuts. So you
What a
open
great
the windows.
gift.
You open the windows, and the beers come out.
Brewers Advent
My
calendar.
God.
That's so
So
badass.
if you want, like, there's a guide on the side here. So if you want like another porter, we can take a porter out.
Exclusive imported German beer specialties.
That's awesome.
Oh my God! I need to kill this. Here, let's kill this and drink one more.
Wow. Hey.
For a guy who doesn't drink anymore.
Yeah, I love that. I don't really. I do.
Bob's the best, man.
Bob is the best.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
I started watching Queen's Gambit, by the way. It's pretty
Man.
fun. It's okay.
Let's play chess.
Pretty
later
fun.
after.
That thing
Once
is
you get
good.
into it, and you guys are all ready to get on the chess level, I'm a head start on you guys. I've been taking chess lessons online.
I'm gonna start studying.
I love
Chess.com is way up.
chess.com. No, and because of this, and it's a lot of girls, trying to be Beth Harmon. But I play online, man, and now that I used to get my ass whooped. Now I'm holding my own. I'm holding my own.
Using the what was that move that the main guy used to use?
Bro, there's so many. The Sicilian
the three move checkmate or whatever.
The 4-move checkmate.
Is it 4? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a you know the thing about chess is the basic strategy is not so hard. It's just most people don't know it. They just know how the pieces move, but they don't really know where they're going for.
If you had to equate that to basketball.
It's just the difference between LA fitness guys that have all the skills and guys that actually know where they need to be on the floor, because at the pro level it's a position game.
Yeah.
Trying to get to your spots.
That's what like a lot of people said now. They said that basically the problem with training is that like you got all these guys that look amazing in videos, right? You're like, dude, this guy's got an amazing handle because he can cross over cones. Put him in a game and he can't do shit. Because it's not like those cones, those skills, you have to know how to use them.
So there's a skills trainer that I follow on Instagram. He's pretty badass,
Who is it?
Right? I think it might have been DJ Sackman, right?
Yeah, he's good.
He just put up a video of him playing one-on-one with an active, pretty athletic 7-footer. Mm-hmm. Every time he does a move,
Jump.
He goes up for a shot, he gets his shit blocked. Because it's just, even if he's on the 3-point line, he does a little hezzy, steps back, hezzy, whatever. The guy doesn't even need to move, and as soon as he's shooting, he just goes up and just knocks it away. And he wrote, this shows how hard it actually is, and this is why I'm not in the league.
I don't want to like put down these skill trainers because a lot of them have more skills than me. And
You
like
should have posted that.
And,
anyway, go ahead.
And no, but like everyone's doing skill training and doing it online, and I can't do all like the reverse Euro step, all that kind of stuff. But what I do know is if we were playing it, in an actual game, I know how to do very simple moves to get to my spots where I can make an easy bucket. And a lot of that skill training is great. It's great. It'll make you a better player. But if you don't use it within pro tactics, like you can do all these crossovers and be a great ball handler. But if you don't know how to run a 2-man game to perfection, I mean, good defense aren't going to allow you to do that.
And here's the thing. In the context of a game, most players aren't going to get that ISO so they can use those moves. Yeah. Right? They're not going to get
24
that
seconds. If you dribble like in a real game with real coaches,
that's for the star.
You can't dribble for 15 seconds without the coach being like, do something, pass the ball.
What the fuck are you doing?
You're wasting the shot clock.
Exactly.
So a lot of things that work at LA Fitness aren't going to actually last on an actual pro.
That's why the content looks better when they play against guys that fucking can't play. Because you can go over there, you can cross over the weightlifter. I mean, for real. Like you look at these guys, you think like if the professor went up and played LeBron in one-on-one, it's gonna be good content. It's gonna be bullshit. Like the professor can go to the like fucking Venice Beach and play fucking the Venice Beach like champion of weightlifting, cross him over, make him fall down. The content's sick. You gonna fucking cross over Anthony Davis or Kobe Bryant? No. Like you see, like there was a video of some Chinese kid like. D Wade went and like did this exhibition, and the guy was like doing all these crossovers, and the guy went up for a shot, and D Wade just smacked the shit.
Smacked it as soon as he went up.
Is that good content? Probably not. But if like he made D Wade fall down, you're getting fucking how many million views?
Well, I also think it's like, are we going for the win? Like you might have 20 points doing your skill training and shooting a bunch of threes, but if you don't know strategy and all that kind of stuff, usually the guy with like the Dwight Howard that's not as skilled, that team is going to win.
Yeah.
Because he's going to rebound everything and score everything.
It was always funny when I was in...
What are we dealing with here?
When I was in high school, or even now, right? You see all the flashy-ass team with a bunch of athletes. In high school, at least, generally, they always lose to that very fundamental... Yeah. Generally, it was that it was a white team.
Look at Gonzaga. Look at Gonzaga. We don't have to make it racist, but Gonzaga...
Look, this is the thing. This is the thing. Like you take those teams, right? Everyone was like, "Oh, the San Antonio Spurs are good, but they're boring," right? Yeah. So look what the Golden State Warriors did. They basically took the San Antonio like blueprint and put the best players in the NBA on that team. And then you got like highly skilled, like highly athletic guys that can basically play the same way.
Fusion is the best.
Yeah,
the skill training plus the mind, the IQ.
Yeah, if you have,
that's the best.
If you're the best athlete out there, and then you can do all the skill training, and you have like this mentality, like who's gonna fucking stop you? That's why Kevin Durant's unstoppable.
Dude, Kevin. I'm a fucking Kevin Durant fan, man.
Yeah, I like his game too. It's great. He's got that high shot. He gets where he wants to be. He's not flash. He's not flashy, right? He's not really that.
Yeah, not
flashy.
necessarily flashy.
He doesn't say nothing. He goes out there. He scores when the team really needs him.
But
to
Dave,
score.
if you're going to start a franchise, you take LeBron right now, at their
now?
current ages and their current physical
age. All right.
Because Kevin Durant's coming off injury, we don't know what he's going to be
Right.
like. If you're going to start a franchise, are you taking LeBron or KD?
Well, let me
I
ask
think-
that question. Let's open it to any player.
I think
Okay.
LeBron is definitely the guy that brings. He's the glue. If you can compare the two, he's the glue.
What about for any player then? Who would you start a franchise with right now
Any player,
at their
you can
age?
choose anybody.
At their age.
At their
you're
age?
starting a franchise
Right now?
yeah.
Their current abilities right now.
Man, I tell you, I mean, you gotta go with LeBron still right now.
I know I'm taking.
With his IQ and everything, the way
LeBron's
what he
a
demands
great
on the
pick.
court.
Yeah, that's a good
Solid
pick.
pick.
But
Lee.
yeah,
I wouldn't take LeBron because
his age.
of his age.
Yeah.
I'm taking Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
I'm taking Doncic because
Solid
Doncic
choice.
does the same thing LeBron does, and he's 20 years old.
But no, we're talking about this year. We're talking about
We're talking this year. Eric's taking
But starting
Luka
a
now.
franchise. No,
Oh,
but
right
starting
now?
a
We're starting from
franchise
scratch?
going forward.
John, who you taking?
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, we'll pick yours again. Then think about it.
Okay, I'll go. You guys.
Luca, what about you, Dan?
I'm with Dave. I'm taking LeBron because the thing about Luka is LeBron. They both, if you look at stats, they're both doing about the same. But I think LeBron brings that team culture. So if you surround LeBron with a bunch of young players, I think, like, look what he did with the Lakers. And that wasn't always LeBron's MO back in the Miami days or the Cleveland days. But I think he's made a great culture. They say, Jared Dudley was on a podcast and he was saying, wherever we go, we're going to a movie, whatever, everybody from LeBron to the bottom player on the bench
1 to 15.
goes out together. And that's so rare in the
love
NBA.
that.
You got adults that have their own interests and all this kind of stuff. That's how do you make that? And LeBron made that. I think Luka maybe later on, but Luka definitely has a bigger future than LeBron.
I'm just saying, I agree. I think LeBron has made like crazy like leaps, and like who he is now is way different than he was 10 years ago, even 4 or 5 years ago, right? I just think that like if I'm picking a guy now,
Right.
like
No,
doesn't-
it's solid choice.
I have to go with Luka too.
It doesn't
I'd
make
have to go
it
with
doesn't
Luka
make
too.
business sense because LeBron's not going to play for 10 more
'Cause
years.
I go with LeBron for 3 years and then find a way to trade for Luka.
As talented as Luka Doncic is, would you say that the game looks like he's making it a little harder than it should be?
I feel like he's making it easier.
Dude, because he's doing a lot of he exerts a lot of energy in these games.
I think and that's the youth. That's the youth. And I think that's the youth
Yeah,
where
yeah.
he's testing himself. Like, you're right. A lot of times he could do different stuff and he doesn't have to shoot that double step back three. But I mean, he's having fun. He's a young guy. Like, can you blame him? He's in his 20s. But I agree. And I think later on, it'll be interesting to see how he develops.
And he got hurt.
Well, it's because like
Playoffs.
you look at like LeBron. LeBron is like the poster child for efficiency. Like he doesn't run when he doesn't have to. He doesn't jump when he doesn't have to. He doesn't take threes when he doesn't have to. Like you look at his game. His game is like, I will exert 50% of my energy right now to block the shot, and he will.
Now.
Like now.
But when he was Luka's age,
Yeah.
he'll go for the rundown block when it's like a sure thing.
Yeah.
He's not going for every rundown block anymore.
Ah, man, when he was 20 years old, he was
jumping from
was
half
all
court.
over.
He was
the place.
dunking the ball when the play was done. Mm-hmm. You know, like a lot of his highlights from back then are like after the play was over, and then he just catch the ball and like do a windmill.
Interesting. No one said Giannis double
No Giannis.
back-to-back MVP.
No, Milwaukee.
We got a
I'm not
Wisconsin
and you're
guy.
Wisconsin, but I'm like I said, I'm not a Giannis fan as much because
You know what,
he's
though? Like-
stoppable in the playoffs.
Oh man, I didn't even think about him, but like for me, it would have to be between those two because because Giannis is all those guys like without a jump shot. Like you can't stop.
LeBron got his jump shot later, so maybe he'll
Right.
develop it.
That's the thing. I think Giannis, and plus like just his mentality and like the way he is, like he's not trying to make fucking friends. He's not trying to go out there and hang out and like you know do this.
The mentality, I love it.
I think he's like.
And that's
What-
the thing with KD too is I think he's more skilled than LeBron, but I just don't think he makes like the team. He's always been like
He's not
kinda,
the guy.
like, abrasive. A
I
little
don't,
bit.
I don't feel like he's the guy that is like the main guy. He's the main guy by default.
Yeah,
But, like,
because he's
so
the
good.
best.
Because he's so good.
Like,
but
he
his
didn't-
personality is not that
Right.
team-making personality.
He didn't speak when
Right.
all the Bucks got up there and protested. He didn't speak. Now, whether that was a personal choice because he
Giannis
didn't agree,
didn't?
but he wasn't like the leader to get up there and go
Yeah.
do it.
Durant.
But you know what?
Right?
You can develop
Which is
it.
interesting.
You can
No, but
develop
what's
it because
interesting-
Kobe was known to be such an idiot little savant when he was young.
Yeah, I heard
and at
that.
least on the 2009, 10, the repeat and those years, they had a pretty decent chemistry. And he, if you listen to different interviews of Kobe, like he had to learn to be a better
But
leader.
Giannis isn't that young.
I think like Kyrie.
like 26,
I think
7.
Kyrie could maybe like follow that Kobe route, like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Giannis, like everyone thinks he's a great team guy, and he's been. Like he's turned that team into whatever.
Milwaukee looks like a great team.
Like they look like their atmosphere, their culture, everything. Like it looks like a really healthy place to play. People want to go there, right? Like KD, like you think about like this, like why did he leave the Warriors? He didn't even say. He just left.
But it's
like
because he couldn't get along.
Draymond called him a
It's
bitch.
like all this other stuff came out, right? But he himself, like
He's petty.
he'll create like a fake account and then like tweet against some guy, and then like it'll come out later that like they'll figure out that it was him. But he himself won't be like, hey, look, I want to say something. And Kyrie will. I think he's more comfortable being
hella passive aggressive.
like where Giannis will come out and be like, he'll be like, yo, look, this is my team. Like,
And he's not scared. He went right at Harden back when
Oh yeah,
but
no
for-
defense. He's killed on
For
him.
him
like
to say
that.
this Milwaukee's my team, I don't. That's the big kudos I give for him because nobody's going to play in Milwaukee. I don't guarantee you, no one's going to stay there and think about re-signing and building that team.
And he is.
What player out there you think would actually?
but he's brought all those players there because of him.
Also, Milwaukee took him from selling trinkets on the street, so he's got that loyalty, which not everybody has loyalty anymore. And he came over like really young with no money, and they helped him bring his whole family over. Like that's pretty cool.
Like you see some Harden not Harden, Giannis videos where it talks about he didn't have any money when he first came to Milwaukee.
They said he used to run. One time he had to run to the game.
Because he sent
He had
all
no
his
taxi money.
Yeah, he sent all his money to his family, so he
It's
didn't
a
have
really
money.
great story.
So he had to run to the arena
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
His
yeah.
rookie year.
He's
somewhere early on. Yeah.
Really?
no, he's like, I mean, it's a great. He's already great. He's like what the fucking 2-time MVP. Like people say there's an asterisk, whatever. Like the guy's fucking amazing. Like he deserved it. Like he's the man, and like he's gonna get better.
He's just waiting for his little brother. I think is in high school. If the Bucks draft him, I think it's lights out. That kid is a beast. If
Wait,
you
don't
watch
they
him.
don't they have the other brother?
they have three
They got
brothers.
one brother, but he's not like the
So
greatest
Kostas
of-
is on the Lakers, I think.
Yeah.
Because the Lakers maybe they want to get him, so that's why they have his brother on.
The Lakers want to get on.
So a lot of these
way.
NBA teams.
It's not
So there's a lot of brothers or siblings that have been on different teams or on the same team because of the other brother. There's a lot of
Yeah.
Well, that's what you guys were saying, that the end of the bench could be anybody, right? They just,
Anybody. The end of the bench. The end of
It
the
could be
bench.
anybody. Might as well bring family of the superstar.
The end of the bench. The end of the bench is favors. It's all
Yeah.
favors.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like the end of the bench is like this. Like if my agency represents the star, those bench seats are for my guys also. Because I'm going to make sure that the organization re-signs my guy, like say it's a Kobe Bryant or like a LeBron James. Like you look at like LA's roster now, like Clutch represents how many people on that team?
Yeah.
So who's Jared Dudley's agent? Who's Jared Dudley's agent?
Jared Dudley must
how
have
is he
fucking
still?
good
How is he on the team?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's Clutch.
He's-
He's probably re-signed with Clutch. I mean, because like you look at like those guys at the end of the bench, that's what it is.
Let's get into it, John.
Yeah. So because of a lack of time,
Yeah.
I'm happy. I got we got our second beers and we're just got our
Second wind.
second wind with our second beers, but because of a lack of time, let's jump to our little random questions. Okay. So Dave, life, random, deep experiences.
life.
Awesome. This might be long, but life is the
Let's
great
play the game of life.
one. There you go. Ready?
It's the game of life.
Okay. What is one family tradition you would like to carry on in the future?
Can we go Christmas traditions?
Sure. Yeah.
Beer-
because
beer
it's
drinking.
Christmas time.
Is that a tradition in your family?
What drinking?
Well, it used to be.
What drinking,
It used to
Dave?
be. Beer drinking.
Oh, beer drinking.
Milwaukee.
Cheers to that, huh? Cheers.
Milwaukee
Yeah,
beast.
that.
Yeah, Dad owned 3 bars growing up.
Milwaukee's
Mom had a
beast.
bar too.
It's funny because our family in Wisconsin, more Green Bay area, they all own bars. Three bars.
Oh yeah.
The Breeze Inn because their last name is
Breeze in. We had the Checkpoint Bar and Grill.
Checkpoint.
TT's
I like-
Bar and Grill.
I like
TTs. What's going on there? What's
Tom
going on there?
Terrifics. Tom
I was
Terrifics.
thinking
Like
other TTs.
bootleg Hooters.
Do they have wings? What about you? What? So Dave's is drinking beer.
My
What about
mom's
you?
a Club Secret. That
Club
was her
Secret?
bar.
That's
That was her
her-
bar.
Dude,
Well, it
that's
wasn't club. It was
badass.
secret.
what was the
secret
secret?
lounge. Oh, you know.
Family tradition?
Yeah.
What did we do? I think like when we were young, it was kind of nice. Like we used to go back to Michigan, where my dad's from, and we'd always sit down there. And like, my dad's from an old Italian family, so we'd sit down and like they'd be like all the old ladies would be sitting in the back making pasta, talking shit in the kitchen, and like kids would be running around outside. You know, like they take us out and like that whole like kind of old school Christmas like.
Yeah.
Idea. Like I remember how much fun it was a bitch. Like because we would drive back to Michigan from Seattle, and it took like fucking 10 days back in the day in our old truck. But like getting there and then feeling Christmas, smelling Christmas, having to make the turkey and the ham and the pumpkin pie and the stuffing, and then seeing the family, like just the fellowship that like the family had making Christmas dinner together, and like how happy everyone was, and how my mom like would just be in there eating everything up like when they'd make it, like just that whole like image, like it's just beautiful, like the way I think about it. And I wish that we could,
have a family, like just family, extended family getting together.
It's hard these days because everyone lives all over the world and whatever, but like back in the day, like you could get family get-togethers with like 20 people,
Yeah.
and like that
nowadays.
Yeah, like that was just. I think that's what the holidays are about.
Yeah.
Like especially in America, Thanksgiving to Christmas to New Year's.
It's a
like
family time.
This time of year is that.
It's kind of unfortunate because in Korea, like Christmas is more like a couple's holiday, right? Because I grew up, it's a family
Go to the club on Christmas.
Well, now Samsung's going to be doing like a whole, like on your big screen TV, they're going to do wirelessly. You could just tap your phone to the TV, and you can go up to 32 people on a video call. So it's probably, it's all about video.
Now, how do you
Wow,
know
David,
this,
how do
Dave?
you know this?
I mean, but I'm
got
just
the
saying,
inside info.
I get the inside info. But
Wow. You sound like you might be the pitch man for
It's
this
turning.
kind of
It's
stuff.
turning into a, yeah, because we
And
can't go anywhere.
Is
You're
that
the
through
same.
Samsung's platform, or is that like Zoom? You can
No,
Zoom, put Zoom up there.
through their platform. And
Samsung has their own
Yeah, and
Zoom.
touching their
That's
Samsung
awesome.
phone and stuff like that. But
awesome.
it's we're changing now. We can't go anywhere for Christmas. You were just saying, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's gonna be home.
And they are adjusting. Like back in the day, everyone could meet because people probably lived close. Now we don't. So like, how do you still create that environment?
Dude, it makes being like on the other side of the world a lot better. Like when I first came to Korea, I was calling friends. Whenever I'm drunk, I'd call my friends. But now we can just, my brothers,
Guy friends or girlfriends?
just guys. I mean, like dudes that my boys. That I miss.
Did you ever get a call from John when he was drunk? I mean, I don't remember getting a call. Did you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
well,
know,
you
so
can
you
call
never,
me.
you never call us, man. Yeah, how close are we?
What friends are we?
Yeah, turns out you only call Bobby, man. That's some bullshit.
So Bobby, is there a tradition that you want?
He was calling his booty
you wanna
call back in
continue-
LA.
No, but because they can't come over. So why call them?
Just calling them,
Bobby.
keeping it alive.
So what's a tradition that you want to keep?
Christmas tradition?
Any kind of tradition, a family tradition that you want to keep going forward, especially because you have a family now.
Oh man,
But Christmas would be ideal.
I don't know. I don't have many good memories for Christmas.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
The Grinch stole your Christmas.
Yeah, I remember one year, I started living alone at the age of 14.
What?
What?
When I was like 14, my brothers and my mom, they all came to visit me in New York, and I was living in a basement apartment, and there was nothing open. So I remember we went to 7-Eleven and bought like a couple cans of corned beef hash.
Uh-huh.
And we made that, mixed it up with rice and Tabasco sauce, and even though it was like a shitty, like if you think about it, it's very shitty.
That sounds terrible.
I was, it was like a really good memory of mine. Like I just love having my family, and we're eating this really canned food meal on Christmas Day, and it was snowing. We're in the basement, and this corned beef hash. Like I've always been like, it's a really lowly food, but it's something that I will always cherish. Like,
It's
cans of
amazing.
corned beef
That's
hash.
And then
That's
after
an
that,
awesome
you
story.
guys went and robbed the rich house.
Yeah.
Bobby, we need to have you back on. We had Bobby recently on our podcast, Phase 2 podcast. Everybody check it out.
Hey.
And I think we need to have Bobby.
Phase 2.
But you know what? I lived in one of those ground apartments,
Yeah.
and I know exactly in New York City, right?
Yeah.
Know exactly. I get it. So it's not about this whole. It's just about unity, right?
It's about
But,
what? It's
you know,
about the
being
people,
together.
man.
If I can say one thing though, like I think people like they kind of look down on a lot of these things, like Vienna sausage, corned beef hash, and spam.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
like honestly, like they
Dude,
look
let
down,
us
right?
know. How do you feel about
But
it?
like, this is the way I like. This is like American
Raised
soul
on
food,
this.
right? So it's like even though
Just that.
it's like lowly and cheap shit, like the idea behind it, it's like the Korean choco pie, right?
Oh,
It's like you look at it like the Chinese on the front is chung, right?
Oh, is it?
And it's the same thing for these type of foods. Like
Chongqing.
it's like the cheapest shit that you can buy. No one fucking likes it, but everyone loves it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that different thing where like these little shit foods can like make these memories. Like even when we would go hiking and stuff like that, we didn't have a lot of like, we weren't wealthy by any means, but like when Dad would grill up bologna or spam or these little Vienna sausages, it's like some of our best memories too.
Yeah.
Or like, at least for me, for sure. Like,
for sure.
like the same type of things where like, you wouldn't think that you would have these associations, but you do because that's what these foods.
I think that's why people, like, especially in Korea, eat so much ramen when they get older, even knowing that it's so bad for you. It's because of all the memories from, whether it's from military service or from, with your friends and all that kind of stuff. I think that's why, not because you can't afford better options. Obviously,
Exactly.
You can't.
That was the worst thing my dad would tell me. Can't afford it. Hey, Dad, can't afford it. Can't afford it. I thought my name was Can't Afford It. After a while.
No, but like what you said, like what you said too. Like our parents were like too expensive, can't afford it.
Can't afford it.
But then like what you're saying, like on that, we had meals like that too, and like some of those meals are some of the best memories that I have from like our
Exactly.
childhood,
You know why? Because it's the people.
Yeah,
it's the people. It's not the food. You don't need to eat a fucking
it's
like
a salt
some
and all that.
escargot bullshit, right? You gotta. It's just the people.
Yeah,
Agreed?
I hear you.
John, are you gonna answer the question?
Yeah,
Or you just gonna talk about it?
Didn't get involved.
He's very avoiding these
Because
questions.
this is what you do. You always ask a question, then never fucking answer,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Well, actually-
answer the goddamn
It goes
question.
all
Next time you're gonna go first.
Interesting fact: John's Jewish. He doesn't celebrate Christmas. He does Hanukkah.
It's
He
Hanukkah.
lights the menorah.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Okay, here you go. You're on point.
Especially when I moved to America, our parents were almost never around. So there was one of my mom's childhood friends would always invite us to her house.
Emo.
Right? Yeah. She's like a emo. She would always invite us. And actually, last year when I went to America, I actually called her up and I wasn't able to see her because I was busy. But I wanted to tell her, because now that I'm a little older, I wanted to tell her. So I called her and I told her, thank you. Thank you for always like taking care of me and my brothers when we were young. We didn't have our parents around. So that's one thing, like if there's someone around, maybe down the road where, they don't have their family around, perhaps I would invite them into, to
that's-
eat with
yeah,
our
that's
family
really
and
nice.
stuff. That's one
Nice,
thing that perhaps
yeah.
I would do.
Cool. And did you answer?
So I'm just gonna do something. Yeah, everybody went real deep on it. I'm gonna do real light. We used to go and cut our own Christmas tree in the mountains. And just in Korea, we got like our little IKEA tree at the house, and it's just an aluminum tree.
Yeah.
It's so different when you get that smell of the pine. And I used to just love to, like, as a kid, sit under the tree at night and look up with all the lights and stuff and just smell that pine smell and or spruce or whatever you got. And I just think that's really cool. So, at some point, whatever, I would like to cut a Christmas tree with my boy.
Awesome.
That's so awesome.
That's cool. And there's a
your
lot of
girl.
trees
And
over
your
here
girl.
in Seoul.
But you can't cut.
Just replace it.
You can't cut.
Just go
Put my
get that
IKEA
shit,
tree over there.
put it in your trunk, and then just run away. So yeah, speaking of running away, we got the next people coming in, so we got to run away.
Okay,
So
cool.
That's it for today, everybody. For another, see you guys next week on the Second Wind podcast with Dave, Eric, Dan,
Hey,
John,
yo.
and the sexy and beautiful masked Bobby Choy.
Second win.
Yo.
Like what?
Peace.